get plenty more.
Watching her driving by in her new whip so fly. Wish she could sing me a lullaby. To scoop her, I've gotta try. In her eyes, there's a flame that burns right through my soul. Can't pretend to be cool, about to lose my control. Yeah, I know she's got plenty. Admirers, she's got many. Like an exotic fantasy. Into a frenzy, she sends me. Wow, I have to sit down and gather my wits now. Wanna caress those hips now. Wanna kiss those lips now.
Hey, baby, I know you're calling, I didn't answer twice. But baby, that's okay, it's nice for you to call anyway. See, okay, see, hey, baby, you know it's okay if you don't call me anymore, cause I got a plenty truckload of niggas like you at my door.
When she wants plenty, she gets plenty. When she wants plenty, she gets plenty. When she wants plenty, she gets plenty. And then she gets plenty more.
Yup, and every day is her day, and every year is her year. Anyone tries to violate, they could straight disappear. She don't care if you play yourself, trying to step to her. The illest of gangsters are showing respect to her. Truly glamorous, she ain't impressed and it shows. She don't like your new clothes, she don't care about your player pose. Do you suppose I could hook up and spend time with her? She's just how I dream. I bust my 9 for her.
She gets plenty, she gets plenty. When she gets plenty, she gets plenty. When she wants plenty, she gets plenty. Any damn thing she wants.
Surgeon General, I provide vitamins and minerals. The charge that she's got on me should be federal. I was told never put the 2 before the 1, son, but always cultivate your wisdom to help you build your kingdom. I wanna be the answer to every question she has, so when I wish to enter, she'll be letting me pass. I know she wants to be with G.O.D. eventually, but still, she got everything. Yeah, the girl's got plenty.
Flowers in her bedroom, perfume on her neck, nectar from a mason jar, $7 dress. She's super cute and plenty bad. 30, 22, 36 and a half. I hope that you will realize she got sexy bedroom eyes. Baby, baby, please don't break your neck, cause you gon' have a wreck. Cause when it comes to love, I got plenty degrees, 120. My thigh slipped out my dress. Oops, when she gets plenty, she gets plenty.
She gets it
when
all.
she wants plenty, she gets plenty. When she wants plenty, she gets plenty. And she gets plenty more.
Plenty more.
When she wants plenty, she gets plenty. When she wants plenty, she gets plenty. When she wants plenty, she gets plenty. Ain't the damn thing I want, right?
In this game of life, it takes a lot to win. Plenty more, baby's what I got to give.
Yeah, yeah, baby, that's really nice, but I'm trying to read my book and you're in my life.
A woman like you could help me reach the top. If I get a chance to love you, I won't stop.
What? I didn't hear you, I was thinking about some stuff.
Baby, you so fine, I wanna smack myself. I don't need no support, I'm gonna back myself.
Ooh, baby, you so sweet. Now can you get the lotion and rub my feet?
In massage therapy, I got a master's degree. I give you plenty more than what you asking from me.
I need a little bit of space, a little bit of wealth.
Okay.
And oh, about the feet, a little to the left.
Like this?
Mm.
Like
Yeah.
that? Feels good, right? Yeah. You don't really care.
I do.
You the queen.
More lotion.
Come on, you got plenty.
I am a very stylish girl. I am a very stylish girl.
Yeah.
Girl.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah.
Girl.
Yeah, yeah.
I am a very stylish girl.
Yeah, yeah.
Girl.
Yeah, yeah.
I am a very stylish girl.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
a very stylish girl. I am a very stylish girl.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
A very stylish girl.
How do I look? How do I look? How do I look?
Very,
How do I look? How do I look?
very good. I must say I'm amazed.
I am a very stylish girl. I am a very stylish girl.
Yeah.
I am
Yeah. Yeah.
I am a very stylish girl.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
I am a very stylish girl. I am a very stylish girl.
How do I look?
Girl.
How do I look?
Girl.
How do I look?
Girl.
Very good.
How do I look?
Girl.
How do I look?
Girl.
How do I look?
Girl.
I must say I'm amazed.
Yeah. Yeah.
How do I look?
Girl.
Yeah.
How do I look?
Girl.
Yeah. Yeah.
How do I look?
Girl.
Yeah.
Very good.
Yeah. Yeah.
How do I look?
Girl.
Yeah.
How do I look?
Girl.
Yeah. Yeah.
How do I look?
Girl.
I must say I'm amazed.
Hi everyone, welcome. I am Juanita Moore, and you are here for happy hour in my tiny Tenderloin apartment. Today is sort of a celebration. I have officially become a candidate for Empress of the Imperial Council of San Francisco. It's a super special organization. It is the oldest LGBTQ nonprofit in the world. It began in 1965 by the trailblazing Jose Sarria. A lot of people have asked me why I'm running now. I have been asked over the past 30 years that I've been involved in San Francisco activism, philanthropy, politics, just all the stuff. I've been asked before to run, and I for some reason felt that it just wasn't my time, and that I'm super busy, and the roles of both the Emperor and Empresses have always seemed, their calendars seemed really jam-packed to me. But this year, earlier, I would say in the middle of COVID, I got to watch the movie called 50 Years of Fabulous. and it is about the history of the Imperial Council. It's a beautiful storyline of how it started, where it peaked, and where it is now. And when I got to the end of the movie, I felt sort of sad because it has really sort of fizzled in sort of a way. And I've got a lot of friends and a lot of family and a lot of followers, and I said maybe it's time for me to jump in and see if I could shine a little bit of light on the organization and keep it moving forward. Jose Sarria started it in 1965. He was such a trailblazer. Jose, after he got out of service from the Army, landed here in San Francisco, and in the late 50s started getting in drag and going to, which was the Black Cat, a gay bar in North Beach. Now, in 1958, it was illegal to be gay. You could get arrested. You couldn't touch someone in another bar, male to male or female to female. You could get arrested. And a lot of the police officers and the police department at that time were raiding establishments that did have gay clientele. Jose was a force at the Black Cat in gathering people and starting and keeping community. I think what I really loved about that for me when I heard about it, and I've known a little bit of this history for a long time, was that Jose was so political. Stepping out the door in drag in 1958 is a political action. Even for me, over the past 30 years, there have been moments when I've walked out of my apartment and it felt political for me. I felt like I was representing something that is a rich part of our history. Jose went on to run for political office in the early 60s, I think around 64, and it was in which he was the first person to run as an openly gay candidate for San Francisco supervisor. He didn't win, but I think the city took note that you do need the gay vote, which is kind of awesome. So around that time, I think everyone was really in love with Jose and in love with the work that he was doing. To be queer and to go out wasn't that easy. So what was happening in San Francisco at that time were big balls. The Beaux Arts Ball was one, a few other ones. Or like on Halloween, there'd be a big ball. And you could get dressed up in drag, and you could go in some crazy costume or whatever, and you could go out without being arrested. So there was a big ball in, I think, around 1964-65, and the community wanted to crown Jose as the queen of the night. And he arrives that night and tells everyone that I already am a queen, and that I am going to name myself Empress. So Jose Sarria became the Empress, the first Empress of San Francisco, and naming himself after Mr. Norton, who was a man way back in history, and the emperors are also in the court system. The emperors are part of that. So Jose became the Empress and sort of ruled over these events. And he also sort of created them in a style of a monarchy, which is how the pageantry of it all sort of began. I want you to take a look at the movie 50 Years of Fabulous, because there is some old footage that is so fantastic, and it's just so awesome to see queers together in the mid 60s and the early 70s celebrating, and it's just gives me chills to think of how amazing that time would have been, and to be able to go out with your friends and have your friends support to be out, even though you really publicly shouldn't be out and be queer. So please watch 50 Years of Fabulous. Today I've got some friends that are wishing me good luck and some friends that are talking about being past emperors and empresses, which is pretty awesome. And I'm going to DJ with you some lovely happy hour music, which is my favorite. And I'm also going to make you one of my favorite cocktails. So stick around. I love you, and I'm glad you're here. Thanks.
Juanita, we need more of you. We need more of Jose Azaria. You have been the Empress in my heart for this district, for the city, for Polk Gulch. You are going to be the next Empress.
Hello, this is for my dear sister, mom, all of that wrapped up into one big bundle of love, Miss Juanita Moore. Juanita, I first want to say congratulations for you stepping up and finally deciding to run for Empress and being a candidate. This is, of course, long overdue. You have an extraordinary platform already within your own midst, but I think that your beautiful heart wanting to serve the community in this way just speaks volumes. So I promise that I would share with you quickly about my experience as being emperor. If I have to put it in a nutshell, I would simply say that being emperor is an opportunity, or a monarch or empress is an opportunity to really hit the ground and listen to people's experiences, their dreams, listen to their hopes, listen to their challenges, and then you provide them hope. You give them pathways. And I believe Harvey Milk said it the best when he said, you got to give them hope. You have to give them hope, because people look up to monarchs, and particularly you, because you already know in your amazing years of working tirelessly for this community, you know what it means to put in the work in helping people not to give up. And that's what it is. And so I know I want to acknowledge that when I ran, you were very integral in helping me to win that role as Emperor of San Francisco. And I wear it with such a high badge of honor, saying that I was the first African-American elected emperor in San Francisco. And I wear that with such an honor because it is a milestone, and it should be the same with any organization that reach a milestone. Just like Stephen Dorsey, he should be excited that he was the first Mr. Gay of San Francisco, or Jealousy being the first Miss Gay San Francisco, or that Mercedes and I served as the African-American pair being Mr. and Miss Gay of San Francisco. So we have a lot of milestones and achievements, but you wear something very unique. You come from a strong community base of people who love you. Mama Jose was of the Latino community, and her voice gave a lot of strength of what she's done. And I think you can step into that role and echo that voice with a megaphone of 5,000 decibels. So remember, best thing I would say, enjoy your journey. I love you. If you need anything, I'm John Weber, Emperor 36 of all of San Francisco. And just know that you're loved and you are going to be an amazing Empress. Love you. Bye, Juanita Moore. In a year, you'll get one of these, the ring. Hey! Take care. Bye.
Absolute Empress 51, Emma Peel here. My friend Juanita Moore asked me to create a video giving you some of my experience and why I wanted to become Empress. And of course, I'll start with a little story. And if you know anything about me, I love to tell stories. It probably comes with age. Well, anyway, when I was reigning the year I was reigning, one night after a fundraiser, a few of Monarchs, we all went to dinner. And of course the subject came up, why did you want to run for Empress? And we had different answers. Of course, there was one wanted to do it for the community, one wanted to prove to themselves they could do it. And then when it came to me, I told them that moving here 30 some odd years ago, I experienced love acceptance from this beautiful city, jewel of a city called San Francisco, and found a home and a family that I wanted to have as my family, with a lot of help from all those people. And so ultimately that was the reason I wanted to become Empress, was so that I could give back some of the help that all of those people had given me. Now I know that you don't have to have a title to help others, but the experience, I guarantee you, is amazing. And in turn, I ended up getting to travel around the country and visiting places I'd never been before, and meeting other like-minded people who were fantastic, and I am still really good friends with today. And so I highly encourage anybody thinking about this journey takes it seriously. And with that, I'd like to just wish everyone who becomes a candidate for Emperor and or Empress the best of luck. So thank you. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.
Hi, Mom. First of all, I just want to say congratulations for becoming an official candidate for the office of Empress San Francisco. And just know that it's not easy to put yourself in this position where you're asking the community to basically have the vote of confidence. But I have no doubt that you can organize and that you are going to build a machine during the campaign. And with your amazing young following, I just can't wait to really dig into this campaign for these next few weeks. But one of the things that you had asked is to talk about my ring, and you endorsed me during the Power Blouse when you put me in drag, and I was your fourth son born in that Power Blouse, and it's an extreme honor to be the first House of Moore son to serve and get elected as an emperor. Thank you for your support during that year. But I reigned with Boyle Delmar, and we had a very successful reign where we raised over $140,000 throughout the year, and we had an amazing title holders and an amazing court that really helped us. And our themes were fighting hunger and safety, where we helped a lot of the immigrant communities, the transgender, homeless, and marginalized communities around San Francisco, San Mateo, and Marin counties. But yeah, no, we did work really hard, and I wouldn't change anything. We conquered that year. I mean, Boyo and I really took it to the next level, and to raise that amount of money is unheard of. And I'm just extremely proud that we just had hard workers, title holders who really stepped up, and yeah, that was my experience. And it's not easy representing the mother court, where Mama Jose was the first empress, and but you'll see when you travel, or if you get to travel, the amount of respect that San Francisco has. And yeah, I'm grateful to be part of your campaign team, and I look forward to these next 3 or 4 weeks, and it's gonna be fun. You just keep smiling and keep being your charming self, and let's organize. Okay, Mom, I love you, and we'll see you soon.
A lot of people have asked me why I'm running now. I have been asked over the past 30 years that I've been involved in San Francisco activism, philanthropy, politics, just all the stuff. I've been asked before to run, and I for some reason felt that it just wasn't my time, and that I'm super busy, and the roles of both the Emperor and Empresses have always seemed, their calendars seemed really jam-packed to me. But this year, earlier, I would say in the middle of COVID, I got to watch the movie called 50 Years of Fashion. and it is about the history of the Imperial Council. It's a beautiful storyline of how it started, where it peaked, and where it is now. And when I got to the end of the movie, I felt sort of sad because it has really sort of fizzled in sort of a way. And I've got a lot of friends and a lot of family and a lot of followers, and I said maybe it's time for me to jump in and see if I could shine a little bit of light on the organization and keep it moving forward. Jose Sarria started it in 1965. He was such a trailblazer. Jose, after he got out of service from the Army, landed here in San Francisco, and in the late 50s started getting in drag and going to, which was the Black Cat, a gay bar in North Beach. Now, in 1958, it was illegal to be gay. You could get arrested. You couldn't touch someone in another bar, male to male or female to female. You could get arrested. And a lot of the police officers and the police department at that time were raiding establishments that did have gay clientele. Jose was a force at the Black Cat in gathering people and starting and keeping community. I think what I really loved about that for me when I heard about it, and I've known a little bit of this history for a long time, was that Jose was so political in his actions. Stepping out the door in drag in 1958 is a political action. Even for me, over the past 30 years, there have been moments when I walked out of my apartment and it felt political for me. I felt like I was representing something that is a rich part of our history. Jose went on to run for political office in the early 60s, I think around 64, and it was in which he was the first person to run as an openly gay candidate for San Francisco supervisor. Didn't win, but I think the city took note that you do need the gay vote, which is kind of awesome. So around that time, I think everyone was really in love with Jose and in love with the work that he was doing. To be queer and to go out wasn't that easy. So what was happening in San Francisco at that time were big balls. The Beaux Arts Ball was one, a few other ones, or like on Halloween there'd be a big ball. And you could get dressed up in drag, and you could go in some crazy costume or whatever, and you could go out without being arrested. So there was a big ball in, I think, around 1964-65, and the community wanted to crown Jose as the queen of the night. And he arrives that night and tells everyone that I already am a queen, and that I am going to name myself Empress. So Jose Sarria became the Empress, the first Empress of San Francisco, and naming himself after Mr. Norton, who was a man way back in history, and which the emperors are also in the court system. The emperors are part of that. So Jose became the Empress and sort of ruled over these events, and he also sort of created them in a style of a monarchy, which is how the pageantry of it all sort of began. I want you to take a look at the movie 50 Years of Fabulous, because there is some old footage that is so fantastic, and it's just so awesome to see queers together in the mid-60s and the early 70s celebrating, and it's just gives me chills to think of how amazing that time would have been, and to be able to go out with your friends and have your friends support to be out, even though you really publicly shouldn't be out and be queer. So please watch 50 Years of Fabulous. Today I've got some friends that are wishing me good luck and some friends that are talking about being past emperors and empresses, which is pretty awesome. And I'm going to DJ with you some lovely happy hour music, which is my favorite. And I'm also going to make you one of my favorite cocktails. So stick around. I love you, and I'm glad you're here. Thanks. Hi. Okay, next what we're going to do is make ourselves a cocktail since it's happy hour. We're going to take some ice, of course, and get that in our glass. These nails work really good. This ice is really cold. I got it from the Arctic. It's really lovely. Then you're going to take some tequila. I love this Casadores. And just pour a tiny little bit in there, you know. Does that look like a tiny little... Almost, right? That's good. Okay. And then I love a nice fresh squeeze of lime. But you have to have two things in order to squeeze your lime. You need to have a green knife and a green lime squeezer. Otherwise, the juice will not come out of the lime. So we're going to squeeze half in. Lovely. I actually like the juice of a whole lime in there. I'm going to squeeze that one in. Lovely. And now, which I love so much, and I love making it, is Jamaica. And I buy the dry flowers in the Mission, and then I steep them in cold water. And I slowly bring them up to a boil. And then once the water, the flowers have absorbed all the water, I add the sugar, and then I turn it off and let it sit until it cools. And so I've got a really nice concentrate of that. I'm gonna pour some in. That color is fantastic. And then something that I just recently started to fall in love with is the San Pellegrino Prickly Pear Sparkling Soda. So I add some of that on top. Fabulous. And of course you gotta stir it. Look at how gorgeous that is. It is like the color of my lipstick. Then take a little sip. Cheers, everyone. Thanks for being here with me tonight. Mwah.
Recently come to your Auntie Katya's attention that my very good friend, the incomparable Miss Juanita Moore, is going to be running for the Empress of San Francisco. I mean, not only is she one of the most beautiful, well-dressed, talented, kind-hearted creatures that I have ever thought, but she is also a dear friend, and I can only imagine the wonderful things she will do as Empress. Now, to anyone who has absolutely no idea what the Imperial Court of San Francisco is a charitable organization that's been around since 1967, when the first Empress, the widow Norton, Jose Serra, became our supreme deity, and they've raised millions of dollars for various charities across the city and across the world, and I cannot wait for the reign of the great Moor to take place. So when it comes time for voting for an Empress or an Emperor, please vote for Juanita. She'll do more good for this city than I can imagine. Is that fair to say that? I mean, I know other people that have... Anyway, vote for Wally. Signing off.
For Empress. Hi, my name's Beverly Chills, and I'm officially endorsing Juanita Moore for Empress of San Francisco.
Action. Hi, I'm Todd Barquette, and I'm endorsing Juanita Moore for the Empress of the Imperial Court of San Francisco. I'm endorsing Juanita because she's an entrepreneur, she's a fashion icon, she's a DJ, she's a chef, and most of all, she's mother to all of us in San Francisco.
That Juanita Moore was running for Empress of San Francisco? You know what? About damn time.
Hello, San Francisco. It's your old friend Brendan, coming to you from the Pacific Northwest. And look, when it comes to Empress of San Francisco, we all know there's only one queen who has the jewels for the job. That's Juanita Moore. So do yourselves a favor and elect Juanita Moore, Empress of San Francisco.
To vote for my mom, Juanita Moore, for Empress.
Ma,
for Empress.
Bustin' out the Bentley band, take a man, Balenciaga brought it back, no how I give it up. It's big bags, bustin' out the Bentley band, take a man, Birkin back, party back, no how I give it up. If it's up, then it's up, then it's up, then it's stuff. If it's up, then it's up, then it's up, then it's stuff. Up, then it's up. If it's up, then it's stuff. If it's up, then it's up, then it's up, then it's stuff.
Am I doing this right? Mom for Empress.
For Empress.
For Empress. Juanita Moore for Empress.
For Empress. Mom for Empress.
Hi, Juanita. You have been a friend, a confidant, a mother, and now you're going to be the Empress of the city and county of San Francisco, and I can't imagine a role better for you. You were born to be the Empress. From the bottom of Sarah Lee Snackcake's heart, I love you, I believe in you, and I stand with you. Good luck, and looking forward to it.
Mom for Empress.
Mom for...
Juanita is a tireless advocate and supporter of our diverse community here in San Francisco, and I can't think of a better Empress of San Francisco.
Mom for Empress.
Mom for Empress.
Hi everyone, it's me, God's little princess, aka Princess Pinocha, Juanita's favorite daughter, and I just want to know that she's running for Empress of Imperial Court, not Night Court. No jury duty here, mama. Imperial Court, Empress of San Francisco. Get into it.
Yo, I nearly went crazy, I hit the flow. She was talking to me, Miss Juanita Moore. She wore a dress was made by Gucci. If I was down, exposing her coochie. Yeah, she splashed her pussy all over town, inside out and upside down. And no one else wants to smell that smelly ass pussy. She took me for a ride in her gold low rider. Sat next to me, held me tighter and tighter. Well, I took a ride in that same car. The cars went fast, it didn't go very far. She gives me money, buys me presents too. You just jealous cause she's through with you. You know, wait and see, it'll happen soon. Bitch gave me crabs, I have to. I love her so, she's my baby doll. I wanna take her shopping at the local mall. Enchiladas, tacos, rice and beans. The bitch can't cook, but she don't clean. She makes me dinner almost every night. And this one is dessert. Is oh so right. Oh, so right. Yeah, she likes her cocaine and her liquor smidge, but missing the she's Lady Belligerent, and that's belligerent.
Hi, welcome back. I want to talk to you a little bit about my history of being in drag. I'm from the Bay Area, and I moved to San Francisco in the early 80s. And it was about 1983 that me and my roommates got a flat in the Castro on Beaver Street, Beaver and between Castro and Noe. And of course, 1983 was the beginning of the AIDS epidemic. So I was, I was a young kid, and I was right in the heart of what was happening. I stayed there in the Castro for a few years until I decided to move to New York. And I moved to New York in '87. I moved because I thought that I was going to somehow be able to get away from all the darkness and all the death that was surrounding me here, which is crazy because I moved right onto 1 block away from the West Side Highway and 1 block away from Christopher Street. So I was in the heart of the gay West Village. And while I was there, I ended up going to a bar in the East Village and on a drag night called Boy Bar. And I got to see the drag show, and I looked up at the stage, and this drag creature was performing in front of me, and it was Glamour, who, when I was watching her perform, I kept saying to myself, this person is truly going to be a very special part of my life. A few months later, my boyfriend at the time and I went to the airport to pick up his best friend, who I had no idea was actually Glamour, who had been living in LA and had come back to New York. So that's when I met Glamour, and Glamour and the Boy Bar Beauties were so influential in what I thought was really fun, amazing drag. Connie Girl, Cody, Mona Foot, the girl, Princess Deandra. The girls really showed me style, humor in what they did, and of course, powerful performances. We joke about it now, but I think I was the original Moore boy because I was the one carrying Glamour's bags around to all of her gigs. So as we look back at it now, that was sort of that's my start and love of drag. I didn't do drag up until, and that I actually didn't do it until I moved back to San Francisco. It was 1992, and I had moved back here, and Glamour / Mr. David told me he was coming out here for a visit, and he wanted to stay with me for a couple of weeks. So he moved in late that summer, and as Halloween approached, I kept telling him, I want you to put me in drag. Like, this is it. Like, I've never done it. You know how to do it. You're a professional. You can make my clothes. You can beat my face. And he just kept looking at me and shaking his head, and he kept saying, why can't you just be my one friend that doesn't do drag? But anyway, he caved in. We did some rehearsals around the apartment. I tried to walk in heels up and down this hallway, which I stumbled upon, and we just laughed our asses off because we really thought it was going to be just a total wreck. So that night I was going to go out with a bunch of friends of mine. We were all getting in drag together. He starts painting my face, and he goes, oh God. And I said, what? And he goes, your almond-shaped eyes, you're going to be just gorgeous. And I mean, look at me now. I'm still just gorgeous. And that was 30 years ago. So that was the start. The following weekend came. I think the following night, put me in drag again. The following weekend I did it again, and it was just nonstop. I could not stop doing it, and I've had a blast doing it ever since. Somebody just messaged me and said they wanted me to talk a little bit about the House of Moore and the Moore Boys. The Moore Boys sort of came about in, I guess, the mid-90s. I was already starting to do a lot of events and stuff in San Francisco, and was hanging out with a really awesome group of boys who are still part of my life. And they'd come over for dinner, and we'd hang out, and when I'd have an event, they were definitely there to assist me, whether it was helping us get the event together and create it, or work the door, or whatever, help backstage. Like, they were really a big part of that. And it was interesting because everyone just started noticed me always being out with this flock of boys. They were gorgeous. They're gorgeous guys, and they all had lovely personalities. And I think people started to look at it as like, whoa, what is Juanita doing over there with those boys? And then the label More Boys came, which was pretty fun. So in the beginning, I had sort of this, this lovely posse of boys that would perform with me, do all the things with me. And then there came a point when they sort of retired. I think one of them said he felt like, gee, I'm just getting a little too old to get up on stage and get naked for you. So another little posse started to come in, and over the years I've actually had a few generations of More Boys. I decided a few years back that I wasn't going to have any more boys, and then I started having drag daughters. My first drag daughter was Candy Girl, and of course Cole is still a big part of my life, and Feliz Navidad, who's now in LA, and then Dulce de Leche. I was doing Booty Call Wednesdays every Wednesday, and Dulce was coming, and she was new here to San Francisco from Seattle, and she was doing drag, and she was on the scene and starting to do some cute stuff. And one night she came up to me and she was very, very nervous, and she said, Juanita, I want to ask you something. And I said, yeah, go ahead. What? She goes, I want you to be my drag mother. And I looked at her and I told her that I needed to think about it, and I wanted her to come back the following Wednesday. Maybe that's a weird response to hear, but the reason that I wanted to think about it is because I take drag seriously, and I'm so in awe and in love with Glamour and what she taught me in drag. And I felt that if I was going to have someone else as a drag daughter, that I wanted to make sure that they got that lovely, beautiful, caring energy. And the following week, Dulce came back and I said yes, for sure. And she's one of my amazing daughters. My most recent drag daughter is Princess Pinocha. We had done, I'd asked her to perform at a Cinco de Mayo show that we did, and she just blew me away. Like, the performance was just hysterical and fun, and she had great energy. So we were backstage, and I said, who's your drag mom? And she says, I don't have one. And I said, well, now you do, because I want to be your drag mother. Since drag has become so popular on the internet, there is a lot of drag children without drag mothers. And it's such an important thing to me to learn and be inspired and grow from the lessons that your elders teach you. So I respect the lineage of drag where I come from, and I'm hoping that I'm passing and instilling it on to a new generation. It's one of my favorite artistic things that I do. Thank you all so much for being with me tonight on my quest to become your next Empress. If you would like to make a tax-deductible donation under my name that goes directly to the Imperial Council of San Francisco, just go to the homepage of my website at more.gay. Thank you to everyone for the shout outs, the endorsements, and the love. You are what makes my life so beautiful. It is not just my beauty on its own. I'd like to give a big shout out and thank you to all my fabulous sponsors: Sui Jean-Marie Consignment, Repair Pal, Queer Tea, Lookout, Spark, Zazzy's Loft, Venables Bell and Partners, The Academy, Blackbird, House, Humphrey Slocum, ATYS, The Edge, The Bold Italic, Casements, The Detour, and Modern Appealing Clothing. Thank you all. To help support my campaign, please consider purchasing this cute More button by Broken Seal Buttons, and this bandana printed in San Francisco by Ape Do Good. They will both be available soon at Sui Jean-Marie Consignment and MAC, Modern Appealing Clothing.
Thank you. Loads of love, everybody. Thank you so much.
is free is the voodoo in me, and the new beer will make you dance. But the Cadiz is strong, and it won't take you long till you lost in the song and in the dance. Tonight I'm gonna sing and dance, be wild, be free, and light the candle for the goddess of the sea. Batucada is on, batucada, come on. Watch the dance and the dawn fall in the sea. Batucada, batucada, lai, lai, do, da. Batucada, batucada, lai, lai, do, da. Tonight I'm gonna sing and dance, be wild, be free, and light the candle for the goddess of the sea. Batucada is on, batucada, come on. Watch the dance and the dawn fall in the sea. Batucada, batucada, lai, lai, do, da. Batucada, batucada, lai, lai, do, da. A batucada vem surgindo e vem com o vento ficou. A batucada vem surgindo e vem com o vento ficou.
Cholito.